Okay, in this video, we are going to take a look at the prisms that we've been looking at where we did the surface area. In one of the last videos, we figured out that a three-dimensional prism has a left and a right, a top and a bottom, a front and a back, 6 sides. Now I have this taped together because it's a box and I unfolded it so that I can show you what happens when we take a box, a three-dimensional shape, and we open it up and lay it flat. Now, if you have any boxes laying around the house that mom or dad or anyone in your family want to throw away, ask them if you can open them up, because when you open up a box, you will see that it has what's called a net. And I'm going to kind of highlight some of the areas on my current one here. Let's see, I have a Sharpie. Let me grab a Sharpie because it'll show up better. Okay, so if I look at this, I have the base of my box that's right here. I'm just going to kind of outline the base of the box, right? Okay, my tape is here in the way. Okay, so you can see the base of the box. Now, the matching partner for that base is the top. So if this is the bottom, when I fold it up, here's the top of the box, and that's going to be the same. They're going to be congruent. So I might say that this is the bottom and this is the top. Okay, they're the same. Now let's grab a different color here. Let's see, I got a bunch of Sharpies over here. Grab another one. We'll use red. Okay, and when I fold up my box, I can see that the top and the bottom are congruent. They're the same. And then I can see the left and the right. So they're like the wings. The wings are like the left and the right. Okay, so we've got the top and the bottom. We've got the left and the right, and those are going to be the same. So here would be the left, and here would be the right. Okay, and when we fold them up, you can see that they line up, they match. So we've got the bottom, we've got the top. Now we just have to do the front and the back. Okay, so if this is the top and this is the bottom, bottom and top, left and right, we can do the front and the back. Okay, and again, it doesn't matter. You can organize these any way you want. You could have made this the top and this the bottom, but you're matching your partners. It's almost like you're finding the partner. So this top matches this bottom, the left matches the right. Now we'll do the front and the back because they're the only two that I don't have labeled. I'm going to use blue. Front and back. Okay, and those two would match. So I'm going to fold it back up so we can kind of see. Okay, left, right, top, bottom, front, back. Okay, and then I'm going to open it up. So a net is another way that we can calculate the surface area. So sometimes you may be given a shape that is in the form of a net. So I'm going to sketch this on my graph paper. It's going to be a very rough sketch, so don't judge. Okay, so here is my top. Okay, here's where the fold is, right? So this is going to be the second part of my box. Let's see, it looks like about 3 units. Okay, and then I have it go out. And it does the same thing over here. Here's the okay, and then down here for the last little bit. All right, now I'm going to remove this and I'm going to fill in the missing spots. Okay, so I'm going to use a straight edge for that. All right, I'm just replicating what my box was on paper so we can kind of see how it'll look for you on like a test. All right, there we go. Beautiful job. Look at that. Perfect. Okay, so I have my box, which is a three-dimensional prism, and all I did was cut it and open it up so that we could see the top and the bottom, the front, the back, the left, the right. It's the same thing we did in the last video, but this time we're just going to look at the net. Okay. All right. So what we need to be careful of when we're doing nets and finding surface area with nets is that this is kind of like inside the shape, and the bottom and the top kind of share a dimension. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to label what I know I need for the area. Now remember, area is length times width, or base times height. So we can look at that either way. Let me use a better marker. Area, length times width. We could also refer to it as base and height. And remember, we're looking for that L of the shape. We want that right angle. Okay, so let's go around and measure and list what we have. So I can see here that this length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6. And then going across the top, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so I've got this here, which is going to match this. So once I know this, I already know this. So I'm going to use a little bit of color coding here, because color coding is my thing. And I'm going to just kind of write 66 right here in the middle. 11 times 6 is equal to 66. I'm going to write that down here because I don't even need to measure the bottom, because I know that these two are congruent. I know that because they line up, right? When I fold, the top is going to match the bottom. All right, so I'm going to just kind of shade this in. Shade this in. All right, so I'm done, the top and the bottom. All right, now I need to calculate these long little strips. Now, I already know that if this is 11, this is 11, this is 11, this is 11, and this is 11. See how they're all congruent? They line up. Those line segments all line up. So I know that this is going to be 11, and then I can see that this is 1, 2, 3. So this little strip right here is 3 times 11, and 3 times 11 is 33. Now, this matches this. And again, we can pull up our box and we can see that when we fold it up, see that those two little strips, they line up, they match. So I can color code that. This is, I'm going to make this blue. So we can see that this is 3 times 11, which means this is also 3 times 11, or 11 times 3. You can list it either way. All right, we're almost done. All right, color code. Last, the wings. The wings, the left and the right. The left and the right. Okay, so the left and the right are going to be, well, let's see. If this is 6 right here, that means this is also 6, right? Because these two are matching, they're partners. That means this has to be 6 because it lines right up. So I can just see, or I can go on the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See that? 6. And the base, 1, 2, 3. And I know that's going to match because this 3 has to line up with this 3. When I fold it, they are matching. Let me show you. See this? See these two sides? It's a little ripped right here, but they're going to line up, and they're going to kind of fold together and match. See that? So they have to match. They have to both be 3. So now I know that this little inside is 3 times 6, and this makes sense. It's the smallest little part. So 3 times 6 is 18, and that means this is also going to be 18. I'm going to write it in there. 3 times 6 is 18. Now, if you really wanted to, you can double check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll color code that one green. All right. We have now calculated the surface area of all 6 of our spaces, and we have that top and the bottom, just like we did the last time, the red spaces. So I'm just going to write red, which is the top and the bottom. And those are both 66. So 66 plus 66. And if you want, you can add them together now, or you can do it later. I'm going to do the blue, which for me, I called it the front and the back. Okay. and that would be 33 plus 33. And then the wings, the left and the right that are going to fold up, that would be my green. Oop. And that would be 18 plus 18. Now, this is a little bit more adding that we have to do, so I really want to make sure I take my time and make sure I add correctly, because this is where most people mess up with surface area, is adding everything up. So you want to take your time. You can use a calculator to double check. I'm going to do 66 plus 66 first. 6 plus 6 is 12. I'm going to regroup. I have another 6 plus 6, 6 tens plus another 6 tens. That's 12 plus another 10. That's 13 tens. So that's a total of 132. And then I'm going to add these together. No regrouping necessary. 3 plus 3 and 3 plus 3 is 66. So that's pretty easy. And then my last but not least, 18 plus 18. And if I don't know what that is off the top of my head, I can go down and rewrite. 8 plus 8 is 16, regroup, and 3 tens is 36. Okay, so now what we've done is we have calculated the surface area of each pair. So we've got the red pair, the top and the bottom. We've got the front and the back, the blue, the left and the right, the green. Now we have to add one more time because we need the total surface area. So that's going to be this right here. I call this like the subtotal, right? It's like the subtotal. So my red total is 132, the blue total is 66, the green is 36. Now I have to add it all together. I'm going to come down here because I have a lot of room. Taking my time, lining up my numbers. All right, 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 2 more is 14. Okay, I see a group of 10 here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then 2 hundredths. Okay, so it's 234 units squared, or square units. Okay, now nets are super fun. Every shape has a net. This is just a rectangular prism that I unfolded so you could see how each side matches. Just like in the last video that we did where we had the three-dimensional shape, you can unfold it and see that the surface area will work that way as well. It's pretty cool. In the next video, we'll take a look at some different types of nets.